Okay, so imagine someone just hands you the keys to your very own private jet. But of course, there's a catch. You have to live inside of it for 100 days straight. Well, that was the insane challenge facing a pilot named Armando. The prize? It was absolutely life-changing. So, how did this whole thing go down? Let's get into it.
We are not talking about just any old plane here. No. This thing was worth $2.5 million. It's the kind of prize that doesn't just, change your week. It completely rewrites your entire future.
And the deal itself sounded almost too simple. If Armando could just stick it out for the 100 days, that jet was his to keep. Forever. A pilot's ultimate dream, right? He could fly it anywhere in the world. But that little word, if, was a huge one. Of course, there had to be a rule. A single, super simple rule that was about to turn this luxury jet into a high-stakes prison. So, what was it? What was the one thing he couldn't do? That's it. For 100 solid days, not a single part of his body could touch the ground outside the plane. Think about that. One wrong step, one accidental slip on the tarmac, and poof, the $2.5 million dream would be gone, just like that. So to make things even more interesting, the mastermind behind all this, MrBeast, cooked up a series of temptations. Every 10 days, like clockwork, he'd show up with a really tough offer, forcing Armando to choose between making his life inside the jet easier or walking away with a little extra cash.
And the first test came on day 10. Now for 10 days, Armando had been washing up with baby wipes. So the offer was either a real working shower that attached to the jet or $50,000 in cold, hard cash. Basic human comfort versus a life-changing amount of money. What would you pick?
His choice was pretty shocking, right? He actually turned down the shower and took the money. But there was a really, really smart reason for it. He knew something that most of us don't really think about when we dream of owning a private jet. And this is exactly why he made that choice. I mean, winning the jet is one thing, but being able to afford to keep it is a whole other story. Just look at this breakdown. In the first 3 months alone, it would cost almost 50 grand for the hangar, insurance, and maintenance. So that cash wasn't a luxury. It was essential just to keep his prize. So, with the money to operate the jet secured, the next challenge on day 20 went right for his biggest pain point. Armando's #1 complaint was that he couldn't sleep because he was stuck on chairs or the floor. The offer was a custom inflatable bed for the jet or a total mystery crate that could literally be anything. This time, he played the long game. He knew his body just couldn't handle another 80 days without real sleep. Super smart move. But what was in that mystery crate he passed up? A Lamborghini. Yes, he literally chose a good night's sleep over a brand new supercar. Wow. Okay, so his physical needs are starting to get met, right? But a new opponent was emerging, and this one was way tougher. The absolutely crushing weight of being alone. This wasn't just a physical challenge anymore. It was turning into a brutal mental gauntlet. And the next month was just a total emotional roller coaster. On day 30, he finally got some fresh food, but he had to host a pretty chaotic guest for 24 hours to get it. Then, day 50, a huge emotional peak, a super brief, heart-wrenching reunion with his wife and daughter. But right after that high, on day 60, he made another tough call. He actually gave back the 50 grand he'd won just for a little outdoor space, just to fight off the claustrophobia. And right before that family visit, you could just see the strain was becoming too much. He was at his absolute lowest, just consumed by thoughts of his wife and daughter. This wasn't about a jet anymore. It was a real test of his emotional limits. So after giving him the yard and seeing his spirits lift, MrBeast decided to throw another psychological curveball. He just stopped showing up. He skipped the day 70 check-in, then day 71, 72, 73, leaving Armando totally alone, probably wondering if everyone had just completely forgotten about him. Then, finally, on day 80, the silence was broken with the most complicated challenge of the entire thing. This wasn't just about sitting and waiting anymore. Oh no, this was a high-stakes, logistical race against time designed to test his actual skills as a pilot under some pretty extreme pressure. The rules for this were intense. He had to fly to 10 different cities, order a specific item in each city, and get back to where he started all in just 10 days. And if he pulled it off, another $50,000. This was the money he needed to actually make the dream of owning that jet a long-term reality. So this journey just became a frantic scramble all over the country. But it was not smooth flying. He got stuck overnight in Denver because of a maintenance issue. Then he was delayed and had to divert up in the Northwest because of bad weather, all of which was eating up his precious time. He barely, and I mean barely, made it back, grabbing the last item in Tampa and flying home with zero margin for error. And against all the odds, he did it. He made it back, he won the 50 grand, and with day 100 right there, the finish line seemed so close. But you know Mr. Beast, he had one last absolutely massive decision waiting for him.
So on day 100, Mr. Beast laid out the ultimate choice. Option A, step off the plane right then and there. Take the jet, take your freedom, and go home. Or, option B, stay for another 100 days, double the time, to win an extra $500,000. That's enough cash to fly that jet for years without a worry. And then, for the final twist, his family was brought out to the tarmac. They had no idea about this second offer. The second his wife heard the words, another 100 days, her reaction was just instantaneous. A powerful, gut-wrenching no. So there it is. Freedom. His family, a $2.5 million prize, versus another 3 months of total isolation for enough money to secure their future. What would you even do in that situation?
After everything, the loneliness, the temptations, the pure exhaustion, the prize that mattered most was waiting for him right there on the tarmac. He chose his family. He stepped off the plane, his 100-day journey was over, and he officially became the owner of a private jet.
And in the end, you know what? It was all worth it. The very first thing he did was take his wife and daughter on their first flight as jet owners. It's just a powerful reminder, isn't it? The best prizes in life aren't always medal or money, but those moments of freedom you get to share with the people you love. So what would you endure to reach your own finish line?